Hey y'all, it's me. I want to talk about the harsh reality when it comes to parental estrangement in my own experience. And I came to a realization the other day, like I normally do. And I want to talk about the title is It Doesn't Matter. And I want to talk about my experience, and I hope this helps someone else to not go through years and years of suffering, hoping that things will change. And they might change. I'm not saying my situation's the same as everybody else's or anything along those lines. I'm just saying for me personally, I'm going to share things with you so this can help you to live a happier life. My estrangement has been going on for 13 years, give or take. I lost count. It's been a long time. It's been over a decade. And, I was very close with my girls, and, we went through a myriad of things when they were children, and that's just the way it was. That's all families do. But when the estrangement occurred, in the past 13 years, I've been through a variety of experiences, challenges, trials, etc. And during each one of them, it did not matter how much I was suffering. It did not matter to my children. Estrangement it is it can be heartbreaking, it can be devastating, it can cause people to cease wanting to live. It's just so multifaceted. There's not one word to describe it. Unless you've been through it, you just don't understand. So in the past 13 years, um, I lost my dad. My children were there for that. And shortly after my dad passed away, they both were estranged. um, my home. I lost my job. They were there for that. But after lost my job, um, I don't know how soon after. I don't have a time and date. Um, I ended up they were both gone, estranged, and I was in this house by myself. I was not able to afford the house, so that unfortunately I went through losing my home. Um, Trying to find another job. I've been inpatient of the VA twice for PTSD. I've had multiple surgeries, including a major back surgery again. I had surgery on my wrist. I faced the man who raped me in court. I, I've had, I've had some very trying times, and the one probably that was the most challenging, honestly, because when someone's not around and you can't count on them and you don't contact them when you're struggling, when you don't expect someone to care about you or etc., you kind of just don't even reach out to them, and you tell other people, please don't tell them what I'm going through because it's not going to matter anyways. But I think the most challenging one was when my grandma passed away at the age of 100. My youngest daughter was showed up while my grandma was passing away the last couple of days, and she refused to look at me, talk to me, etc. Someone said, give your mom a hug. Both of my daughters said, we don't have to, it doesn't matter. uh, so I realized it didn't matter what kind of suffering I had. My suffering did not matter to my children. And that's just the way it is. And so my grandma passed away a couple of years ago. So now the sting of it doesn't sting as much as it did before. And so what I realized recently is when I dealt with my estrangement and I accepted it and I realized it didn't matter to them, I stopped expecting them to care about my suffering. Therefore, I dealt with, I had to, like I said, I went to court, faced the guy who raped me, came back, went through intensive, in-depth therapy, CPT, etc. But what I realized, the most important, is I do matter. I matter to the people in my life. I matter to my husband. I'm really good friends with my cousin and his wife. They're three boys. I have adopted my neighbor girl to be an extra daughter for me. I do matter. And I feel sad for anyone who cannot show empathy and compassion, especially to a parent. And so I can't, I will not hold on or take responsibility for their choices. And their choices are not a reflection on me as a person, as a parent, as an individual. It's hard to break free from that because I remember delving into, I was just thinking about this. My dad was really heavy with his drinking. He dressed like a homeless person. So I just remember I would go to Al-Anon and I'd say, my dad dresses like a homeless person, like a bum. I'm so embarrassed. And they said, what your dad chooses to do is not a reflection on you. It's a reflection on him. So it took a long time to disassociate and separate myself from my dad, the way he looked and his drinking and all that, to the fact that that's his choice and that's a reflection on him and it's not a reflection on me. So that's what I wanted to talk about is we do matter, and we matter to the people that love us and care about us, and the people that we would call and that would help us after, like when I had lower back surgery again for the second time this past year. Who was there for me? My husband was there for me, and my neighbors were there for me, and my friends were there for me, and people were checking in on me and how you doing, and the girl I see at the post office cared. And there's a lot of people who care that not only do I matter to them, they matter to me too. So that's what I wanted to talk about is once you realize that it doesn't matter how much suffering you're going through, your suffering will not matter to certain people. It may even be your children, it may be a parent, it may be a sibling, it may be a grandparent. What we have to do is we have to gravitate towards people who care, that we matter to, and that matter to us. And that's all there is to it. Think about if you knew today was your last day, who would you want to be by your bedside while you're passing away? When my grandma was passing away, the whole family gathered and everyone was, for the most part, just going to say goodbye and making sure her last days, last hours, last minutes were peaceful for her, and they allowed her to go in peace. Those are the people you want by your bedside, is the people who allow you to have peace in your life. So that's what I wanted to say. I hope this helps someone. It's a journey. It's not something everyone will understand. Just like I've never miscarried, I've never lost a child. There's certain things I don't understand, and I can sympathize, but I can't truly understand the experience itself of certain suffering. So I hope this helps someone. If your children have not shown you compassion, empathy, and that your suffering matters to them, stop sharing it with them. Share it with people who care. So I hope this helps. I hope everyone's having a good day, and we'll talk with you soon. Bye bye.